My son Leo has a best friend, Sam. They've been inseparable since kindergarten, practically brothers. They share everything: video games, scraped knees, secret handshakes, the works. So when Sam started getting quiet a few months ago, it was like a cloud had drifted over our usually sunny household. He'd still come over, but the boisterous energy was gone. He'd sit on the couch, scrolling through his phone, offering one-word answers to Leo's questions. Leo was confused and, honestly, a little hurt. He'd try to draw Sam out, suggesting their favorite games or a bike ride to the creek, but Sam would just shrug and say, "I don't feel like it." As a parent, you notice these shifts. I saw the worry in my son's eyes. He'd ask me, "Mom, is Sam mad at me? Did I do something wrong?" I'd reassure him, telling him that sometimes people just need a little space, that friendships have their ups and downs. But deep down, I was worried too. Sam's mom and I are friends, and when I casually asked her how Sam was doing, she just sighed and said he'd been moody lately, chalking it up to preteen hormones. It seemed like a plausible explanation, but my gut told me there was more to it. The sparkle was gone from Sam's eyes, replaced by a kind of weary resignation that no kid should have. The change was most obvious during their weekly sleepovers. What used to be a festival of popcorn, movies, and late-night giggles had turned into a quiet, almost somber affair. Sam would be in bed by 9, facing the wall, while Leo would sit in the living room with me, a sad little shadow. My heart broke for both of them. I tried to talk to Sam gently, asking if everything was okay at school or at home. He'd just nod, avoiding my gaze, and say, "Everything's fine." But it clearly wasn't. You can't force a child to talk, so all we could do was continue to offer a safe and welcoming space, hoping he'd eventually feel comfortable enough to open up. The breakthrough came on a rainy Saturday afternoon. The boys were supposed to be building a massive Lego city in Leo's room, but the usual sounds of creative chaos were absent. I poked my head in to offer them some snacks and found them sitting on opposite sides of the room in silence. Leo was sorting bricks with a frustrated look on his face, and Sam was just staring out the window at the rain. The tension was so thick you could feel it. I put the plate of cookies down and said, "Hey guys, it feels a little quiet in here today. Everything all right?" Leo blurted out, "Sam doesn't want to build with me. He doesn't want to do anything." His voice was laced with the kind of exasperation that only comes from a friend feeling shut out. Sam didn't respond. He just kept his back to us. I sat down on the floor, trying to keep my voice calm and gentle. "Sam, honey, it's okay if you don't feel like playing. But we're worried about you. Leo's worried about you. It feels like something's been bothering you for a while now, and we just want to help, if we can." For a long moment, there was just the sound of the rain against the window pane. Then I saw Sam's shoulders start to shake. A small, choked sob escaped him. Leo immediately got up and went to his side, putting a tentative hand on his back. "Sam, what's wrong?" he asked, his own frustration melting away into pure concern. And then the dam broke. The words came tumbling out between sobs, quiet and fractured at first, then gaining momentum as he finally let it all go. "It's my dad," Sam whispered. He told us that his parents had been fighting a lot. Not just arguing, but yelling. He talked about the slammed doors and the nights he'd lie in bed, pulling his pillow over his ears to block out the sounds. He said he felt like it was all his fault. Maybe if he got better grades or was quieter or helped more around the house, they wouldn't be so angry all the time. He was scared. Scared they were going to get a divorce. Scared of what would happen to him. Scared of having to choose. He said he didn't want to play because nothing felt fun anymore. How could he build a Lego city when his own home felt like it was about to fall apart? Listening to him, my heart just shattered. This sweet, funny, vibrant boy had been carrying this immense burden all by himself, convinced it was his fault. He'd been trying to protect his best friend from his own pain by pushing him away. Leo just sat there holding his friend's hand, his own eyes filled with tears. He didn't say much. He just listened. And in that moment, he gave Sam the greatest gift he possibly could, his unwavering presence. I wrapped my arms around both of them, pulling them into a big hug. I told Sam over and over that none of this was his fault. I explained that sometimes adults have big problems that have nothing to do with their kids, and even though it feels scary, he is loved and he is safe. We sat there on the floor for a long time, the three of us, until the sobs subsided into sniffles. I told him how brave he was for telling us, and how we would figure this out together. After Sam calmed down, I called his mom. I chose my words carefully, explaining that Sam was really struggling and had shared some of his fears with us. It was a difficult conversation, but it was a necessary one. To her credit, she listened. She sounded shocked and heartbroken that her son had been feeling this way. It turned out she and her husband had been going through a rough patch and had no idea how much it was affecting their son. They thought they were hiding it well, but kids see and hear everything. They absorb the tension in a house like a sponge. That conversation was a catalyst for change. Sam's parents started going to counseling, both together and separately. They made a conscious effort to stop fighting in front of him and to reassure him constantly that they both loved him, no matter what happened between them. It wasn't an overnight fix. Healing is a process. But the simple act of Sam finally voicing his fear and being heard was the first, most crucial step. In the weeks that followed, the cloud over Sam slowly started to lift. The laughter came back first, in small bursts, then in longer, more sustained peals. The sleepovers became noisy again. The Lego city grew to epic proportions, covering the entire floor of Leo's room. Sam started talking about the future again, making plans for the summer. The sparkle returned to his eyes. This whole experience taught me, and my son, so much. It taught Leo that true friendship isn't just about having fun. It's about showing up and being a safe harbor when the storms hit. It taught me that, as parents, we have to look beyond the surface behaviors. Moodiness can be a mask for deep-seated fear or sadness. And it reinforced the incredible power of creating a space where kids feel safe enough to be vulnerable. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to sit on the floor in the middle of the mess, to listen without judgment, and to just be there. Sometimes just being there is everything. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, remember to listen with your heart. You never know what burdens our kids are carrying until we give them a safe space to set them down. Thank you for listening.